Hello and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's continue where we left off and continue with our playthrough. So we took Kolpino, moved into this airfield, and the Soviets have conveniently left Novaya Ladoga all open. Well, I'm not one to look a gifted horse in the mouth, but well, let's get in there with 6th Panzer first. Just take it. And I'll actually try 2. Got some additional stuff for these guys for the moment. And reason why I'm doing this is because well, I want to have a better shot at attacking. Can you get in there and do a heart attack? No. The more important question though is whether they can get in there. We'll see. Okay, good. So it took Volkov. Alright, that's a pretty important step. 9 doesn't cut it. 23 does. Doesn't allow me to get in there. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. But it's unlikely I will. Getting across here is probably pretty darn expensive. I'll have to clear these guys out regardless, so because they have a port, they will not be isolated anyway. As long as I don't have Sjestroy. So I guess in a way I'm kind of stuck with things here now. None of these guys can move. That's fine. I actually what I want to do currently is they're not gonna try and break out of here anyway. So I actually want to get this 1st Infantry Division away from here. And to be honest, I want to send them over to the center where they're probably going to be a lot more needed than in here, I think. Alright, so at least we're digging in along here. Now, no, I guess Totenkopf would probably benefit from staying there. In fact, I want to get as many units right next to the Ladoga as possible, so I can perform some pretty good heavy attacks. That's kind of the hope. One other thing I'm going to do is get the 126th out of here as well. And I will be shipping you guys... Oh, one sec. Yeah, you guys down. And down. Not particularly afraid of this division. It probably has pretty poor supply. So I'll probably be fine here. However, this HQ needs to move up. This HQ needs to move up. I should be able to already start moving you by rail, and indeed that is the case. I'm gonna send them up north towards Rzhev, so you can also potentially plug whatever gaps are going to form here, because this looks quite disastrous as well. Okay, so let's get you off of the train at Vyazma. Put your refit. Their supplies are pretty poor. Same for D. So at least for one turn, I want to stick them in there. And just kind of wait that out. I did talk about having to attack. So there are a few options here. I could either try to go through these woods or through here. I think breaking through at Zukinishki eventually might be easier, and then swing south along the Oka River down there. That would have me not go for Kaluga, but maybe I can then get around, attack it from the side, and then we can also, you know, move down towards Orel. Because like I said, ultimately that's going to be the final goal for this year. So once winter sets in with the snow, that's pretty much what I'm gonna aim for. Well, we'll see. Let's send you to the OKH. Alright. And the 1st Infantry Division will do that as well. So they're already taken off of command. Again, this also helps with supplies here, as we'll just generally need less. I do hope that this will get beefed up a bit though. 24, 90. So some of these are already reasonably well being able to dig in. Like we have level 2 forts here. Should also start being able to make some forts in these sections, especially places like this. They're exceptionally vulnerable. I think this is a little bit less bad because it's heavy woods, but yeah, that's really rough. Anyway, withdraw turn 21, that's 2 turns. Just like the 5th Infantry. Why are these guys leaving? That's pretty bad. But that's why we got additional reinforcements, I suppose. So, okay. Yeah, I have some units to deal with here. Oh, I'm in the rail. Right. Let's see. It didn't work out. They did lose a lot of planes. At least. I'm not really too keen on using the Panzer division. And the problem though is that I just don't have the infantry divisions to really fight in that section. I'm woefully under strength there. And the same applies to places like this. It's just pretty bad. Either way, Let's botch you together. Can't actually attack these. But what I do know is that I'm gonna rail these guys out. I did say that I'm gonna try and attack on Zukinishki. What does that mean? Well, it does also mean that I will have to get my my reserve units or my Panzer units in the back and start refitting them over in those sections. Also, kinda just where they're then hidden from the enemy. That's kind of the goal. Okay, can join them together for now. Okay, first of all, let's start doing that, and just creating a bit of a better line over in this section. Even though we don't have the railroad there yet, I'm starting to work on it, and hopefully that will mean that when the better weather comes, we'll be able to deal with it as well. I mean, when the winter weather comes. Now, I'm gonna have to readjust this, so not only should I... Oh, I have the 40th where you're actually overburdened. Let's deal with it. And unfortunately, it doesn't make it a whole lot better. Okay, we'll have you in reserve. You two in reserve. Reserve as well. Digging in goes pretty slow as well because we don't yeah, because there's no space distance between the enemies, so we'll see how far we can get before Blizzard hits. Either way, this region is still under strength by quite a bit. Even to the extent, let's see, you guys are 8 out of 9, so I already cannot do anything to switch there. I would like to send these guys down, but I literally have nothing in there. This is one of the few things that can somewhat get me to commit like this, but then these guys are still in trouble. Maybe I can remove them on the next turn. Perhaps. We'll see. Anyway, Panzer's going back, as I said. Yeah, moving with you is no use. You're staying there. Having 2 units on the same hex is not very effective or cost effective. But attacking these is no use. They'll have to make do for this turn, unfortunately. Let's at least take 1 more hex here. And in all honesty, well, the one thing that at least needs to be done... Get out of here. Okay. There we go. Then I actually don't need these divisions anymore. But yeah, you cannot move forward. What I will do is this. Hopefully they won't try to break through here. I will at least take that hex. And they're not supplied, so these guys are not very likely to be able to move. Yeah, let's try to get these guys out towards a, or at least close to whatever supply line I can get them to. That could technically mean down, but I don't think so. So let's get them going. These guys will have to stay here for the moment. Pretty much. The only one that can go back technically is the 60th. And oh, they probably should. Okay, 6th Army is finally capable of moving towards this area. But let's deal with some of this other stuff first. So, you already moved. You cannot cross for this turn at least. Just fine. Start moving... Oh, that's not... Start moving these Romanians. I also have a few units which are still under that command. But that interestingly... can't move. Both of those Romanian armies are somewhere else now. Namely, up there. So that doesn't help them. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess doing this. They're still too far away, but where is that 3rd Romanian army then? Hmm. 3rd Romanian army? I want to relocate it, but oh, it's there. Wow. 3rd Romanian army it is. That was super weird. Okay, never mind. The 3rd Romanian army will have to move up, but still. Huh. That's super weird. Well, either way, I'll at least go and do this. Means I have to go all the way back with these guys as well, unfortunately, because otherwise I just don't have any of that rail. And then move down. So what I'll do is I'll have these guys work on this rail line here then, and have these guys work their way down from here over towards the Crimea. Probably for the best at that. Okay. I'll have the weaker units from that division. Hey. 6th Corps. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think the more interesting question is, what am I gonna do with these? Now, first of all, let's send you back. Take these 2 hexes at the very least. There's no doubt that I ultimately want to have the 6th Army over in this section. So, I guess what I'll do is I'll start putting the 6th Army in these locations as well. And I actually need the 48th Motorized Corps probably almost entirely to get to Kursk. I don't know how they're positioned over in these locations, but yeah, it's kind of a mess still. As it is currently. Because they're actually at full strength. Right, yeah, I'll actually try to get these guys to push up north. So let's get into the Kharkov for now on the refit. I'll get these, and you probably not, but I'll get the 17th Army in there for now. And it is quite unlikely that they'll now go for an attack across the major river, but we'll see what they do. Certainly we'll need to switch up things around there too. Since it seems that my units will not be able to cut it. this way. I have 2 motorized corps here. That's completely unnecessary. Von Wietersheim with 6 and 5, or von Mackensen. Look, let's just put these guys under von Mackensen's 3rd Corps. And you as well. And that means that von Wietersheim can shelve it. We can shelve him for a bit. There's no reason why we would have that HQ in there as well, and it also means that we can divide the rest of these units amongst the 1st Panzer Group. That's where I'll send them for the moment. Alright. Your services are no longer required. At least for the moment. He's another one of those HQs that can be shelved for a bit. I'll send him back along, but not on the rail line, I won't. Bye. Alright. Look, it's all about efficiency, and I know I haven't supposedly cared that much about efficiency for a while, but I do now. Let's also make sure that we make good use of the freebies that we get during this time. I want to get a reasonable footing around Stalino, but I also want to start working not only to keep those guys encircled here. You're at 8 out of 12, so I would... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 51st Corps. Sure. I also have a few units. Well, you're actually still fine. Somewhat. Not by a lot. But, I mean, I only just barely made this, so... It's a shame I cannot move into Makivka. You can. The reason why I would want to do that is because Makivka has resource production and heavy industry. And I actually would like to take that away from them as fast as possible here. thinking Ilovaisko would also work out quite well for me, but well, we cannot do that at the moment. That's if you just stay there. For now. Take that and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. There's no way you can have all of these connected. But let's try to form these guys up at least a little bit. Don't have to go insane distances, but I would like to at least get some decent movement out of them as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to get those HQs as close to whatever rail line is available. One, two, three, four, five. And are you somehow better at certain things? Yeah, they have mech 4, infantry 5. Okay. So it is actually critical. That they remain under their guard, so to say. One, two, three, four, five. Most of these are under the 4th Romanian, but then some of them are under the 3rd. This is only 4, but it's already overburdening. I need... the one thing that I can do here... Do I have another army available? I do not. So, if I... yeah, let's just move you up as well. And then this 1st Romanian Corps can go away. You... can go away. No, actually, they'll work with the depots. So if I can establish indeed where those depots are. I can let them help. One other thing is that there will be quite a few other kind of units here. I can actually get the 30th Corps over to that location in order to help out. You know, getting at Kursk, potentially Temryuk if we capture it. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, obviously that railroad is not doing very well. This one is doing fine in most places. Here too, these rail lines are obviously seriously overused. Same for here, this one piece. Did I not fix that one part of the rail line? I thought I did. Or maybe I did it during this turn. Yes. Oof, okay. I was seriously concerned about that. What the heck? I actually need to readjust you guys to Velikiluki. 12, 17. So I guess they need to go up in here then, ultimately. It's a bit of a weird location. But, hey, what must be done must be done. This motorized core, it will go out as well. And Reinhardt, you're actually pretty good. Let's send you over here. Might be able to get all of these divisions under Reinhardt, and maybe they can do some damage, so let's just do it like that for now. The Army Group North is still, I would almost say, woefully under important, but 9th Army is already under Army Group North. The 3rd Panzer Group is relatively small, 17, but I can only fit 12. So that won't do for now. I think the Army Group South also... No, they're actually fine. There has to be a way to shuffle them around properly, I think. If I can just snoop off, say, one core. Like this motorized... And so, you know, I'll be putting them under the 6th Army. You know? Then doing that, Army Group South is still fine. And hey, why doesn't that work? Oh no. 6th Army is under the Army Group Center. Ah, snap. Well, that can only mean one thing. I'll have to put the 55th Corps under the 17th Army. I guess there was no need to change the motorized corps then, so I'll change them back. But now, let's take a look at the situation. Oh. Still overburdened, so by 1 division. but you're doing okay. So if I give just straight up one division, then they would be fine. Now, let's take a look at these different corps. So, as for the 2nd Army, or 4th Army, I should say. 4th Army. Let's put you under the 13th Corps. Right. It's 53rd. Aye. Well, technically, that would be fine. The, important thing here, I think, to take home is to put you under the 7th. And now, no longer overburdened. And no longer overburdened. We did it. I got all of them. All of them are doing fine now. So they are not overcommitting anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that should account for something. Right. Since I don't need these guys anymore, I'm gonna move this unit in here, closer to the supply lines, and keep them all refit. Hopefully it will do them well. You're at 12 currently, but you'll need to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably all the way here. Yeah. You guys gotta stay on refit. $13. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. At 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's even only 14. Alright, let's keep him in Kharkov for now. You're staying out of Kharkov, but let's move you up 1 hex. Okay, it's time to regather my strength for an attack on Kursk. Indeed. It's a shame these guys are stuck there, indeed. I'll try to deal with it over the next couple of turns. I use these Hungarians to take those remaining hexes. This corps. How are we doing on the supplies? There is one at Gomel. Let's try to strengthen that. Help them out. I think it's time to move the army group south. And Move it into Kirovograd now. Always get them closer. Army Group Antonescu. They're very far away. So they'll start operating from Odessa. And I'll send them further up soon enough. We'll see. I still need to work on that rail line like I discussed anyhow. I'll deal with Sevastopol in a little bit. There's just always so many things to take care of that I have to be rather careful. There is a Romanian corps. Just leave you there for now. These guys move in. And... LVF French Infantry Regiment. Infantry Regiment, huh? Well. I'm actually likely to send them over here. I already did talk about my lack of units in the center, and hey, where you at? Uh-oh. Did move. I'm sure it will benefit me. Sending those guys away. All these railroads are already somewhat overburdened, interestingly enough. Just a very few exceptions. Flak towers, huh? Yeah, they're still the same, okay. Just thought it was interesting to take a look. Alright, I know we're almost done. I just want to go through everything again. I will see whether you have everything assigned. Ah, okay. Pioneer. The last time these pioneers didn't really add to anything, and I have to say that I kind of feel like they didn't actually just do a whole lot, which is distinctly different from the last game as well. 11th Army. Well, I cannot switch Schubert up. That was rather a disappointment. I have all this stuff and it doesn't help, and that's the weird thing. Like, they don't actually contribute that much to the assault somehow. It's also no longer isolated. Strangely enough. We got it down to 2 at least. 298, so they'll go back to 3. Which units can I remove? Let's do it that way. And they're all refit anyhow. Yep, okay. Good. Since they have another supply depot here, I want one here, just to build things up. These guys will move. Alright, good. taking care of that. Moving up. Romanians been taken care of. This has been taken care of. This is rather weird. As you should be under 52nd. This is taken care of. Good, good, good. You moving down already helps a little bit, I suppose. This was all well and done. You cannot do anything. Yeah. This is taken care of here. I don't want to say excellent, as it's far from excellent. But it will have to do. So these guys cannot be taken down, but maybe with the 126th Infantry Division things might change a little bit. Of course, we also have the 1st Infantry Division that's now being moved out of the north. We haven't achieved our goals yet, but with the capture of Novaya Ladoga and then Kobona on the next turn, very likely, I do feel like we have the isolation of Leningrad within our grasp. At that point, they can only send supplies by plane. And, well, for the winter, because they'll be isolated, the likelihood of them attacking will be relatively low. I want to strip as many units from the Leningrad area and stick them over to the right side, because that's the most important parts. There are only a few places here which were captured by the Germans, which I don't really care that much about. Tikhvin is one of them. It's like, why would I be interested in that? Obviously Volkov, because I need to basically defend up till here. I would not actually mind linking up with the Finns, but it's probably a bad idea either way, since I would have to then defend a piece of land, which is completely useless. Savitritsa has 0, and Siastroy has 0. And this is 1 in terms of unit of manpower, so it doesn't really matter whether I take them or not. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gearing up for my final attack, which will probably be soon. Well, the thing is, of course, that November is already almost done. At that too. Right. Either way, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do leave a like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.